Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Greg Shapiro, and let's queer up historic 2025 Pride Month. It's graduation time, and 2025's brightest LGBTQ grads may change the world. How will 2025's brightest LGBTQ grads change the world? The Point Foundation, the nation's largest LGBTQ+ scholarship fund, is betting big on their potential, with 755 scholarships awarded this past year and a goal of 1,000 for next year. These graduates are ready to lead with purpose. For example, Point refers to Alejandro, a Yale public policy grad who grew up crossing borders between Mexico and California. He says, quote, "Being queer and Hispanic means navigating multiple worlds at once," end quote. At Yale, he turned that experience into policy work that empowers first-gen queer students. Kelvin, a future surgeon from UCSF, says, quote, "As a leader, I'll reconstruct what's been defunct," end quote. He also urges awareness about anal cancer prevention, a critical yet under-discussed issue in LGBTQ healthcare. Kelsey, a social welfare grad, wants to build resourceful and sustainable communities, starting with offering a check-in to a friend suffering from a breakup to offer fresh food from a community garden. At Yale, Sofia found her voice in queer business advocacy and her passion for investing in climate tech. Gustavo, who studied political science, dreams of becoming a lawyer to protect LGBTQ rights. Studio art graduate Raine says, quote, "Art can shift what feels immovable," end quote. Their creative activism calls out the inequities in higher education funding that leave many queer students behind. And Kawena, who studied Hawaiian-Pacific Studies, says the previous generation opened the door for them and hopes the next generation will walk through it fearlessly. From classrooms to courtrooms, gardens to galleries, these graduates ensure they're not just stepping into the world, they're reshaping it. With the attacks we are witnessing in 2025, our new graduates will lead the LGBTQ community into a new world. You know, when I was thinking about this, right, I keep hearing fellow Emersonian Jennifer Coolidge's 2025 commencement speech in my head, where she said she was grateful to be, quote, "speaking with some very excited gay students, some less excited hetero students, and hopefully some very eligible widowers," end quote. I was fortunate to attend Emerson College in Boston in the 1980s, where World of Wonders Randy Barbado and actor-comedian Mario Cantone graduated a year ahead of me. And I hope that other LGBTQ graduates from every school can achieve Randy and Mario's level of success. I mean, there's two perfect examples of these gay icons and the success that they've had.
Yeah. Wow, it's incredible. I mean, you know, these folks are about to change the world, right? Or they better. How about that, right? In a time when our community is under fire, when books are banned and rights are stripped and trans youth are targeted everywhere they go, this new generation is stepping up, right? They're being bold, they're being brilliant, they're being unapologetic, and they're not waiting to be invited to the table. They're building a new one, right? In courtrooms, hospitals, classrooms, and community gardens, and that's what we need. I'm getting chills because we need them to step up, right? You've got your job. Now get to it.
Well, you know, this is graduation season.
Yeah.
Right? So all around, I this is a little shout out to my nephew who graduated from high school just last night, and he graduated with honors and his AA already out of high school. What I know from being in attendance of this graduation is there's a lot of brilliance in this new generation coming up, and when you like also wear our flag and you're out there doing what you're doing, it's funds like these that are so just so important to the work that we're doing as a community, being able to support these kids as they embark. Because, you know, doing that in school is one thing. Right. Once they step into the real world and then there's life challenges and that stuff, these brilliant minds really get to be nurtured and supported and, recognize them, celebrate them. And I'm so glad that we get to highlight them tonight.
Right. And 755 scholarships, Rosie. Think about those 755 LGBTQIA plus people that like you said, get this little help, man. Everything's expensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not easy being a student these days.
Yeah.
Going to school and just having a student life hardly exists anymore. You know?
Yeah.
What do you think, mi amor?
No, I mean, right now, we need more scholarships like this. Right now, the current administration, they're trying to remove Pell Grant funding, right? When I went to university, I graduated FAU. When I graduated, I depended on these grants, right? I depended on, scholarships, right? Members of our community right now, I mean, so many people in Miami depend on these grants, right? They depend on these scholarships. So, we need more funding for members of our community. I think, it's unfortunate that right now we have an administration that's looking to get rid of school funding, that's targeting schools, right? Universities that are places where the LGBTQ plus, sometimes universities.
What is it, Harvard, right? That's been everything that's been going on lately.
Sometimes universities are the only places where members of our community feel safe, feel seen, right? Feel happy to be open and themselves. So, hopefully we get more scholarship funding for our scholars.
Yep, and that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.